Incredible afternoon. Hello, everyone. Incredible afternoon. How are you guys doing today? That's more so for the people who are watching the playback so that there's not a lot of dead air. It is Memorial Day, so I figure maybe you guys were home. We might have a little bit more interaction today, unless you're already out at your different Memorial Day festivities. Might already be out picnicking or barbecuing and this, that, and the third. But if you're not and you are home and it's like, dang, I needed something to do, I am the answer to your prayers because you probably wanted to do something creative today. Today was probably the best day to invest in learning something new. So if you guys don't have plans for like picnics and barbecues and all that good jazz, but you have the day off from work, hopefully you guys are investing time into yourself, investing time in your business, whether it's like perfecting a skill. If you learned something a couple weeks ago, you did that first time, that's great. You got it. But you can always go back to figure out different techniques and things to perfect your, for lack of better words, craft. Because it is still a craft in what you do, right? So hopefully, you guys have invested in yourself as well today. If you had like a little break and had a little day off. All right. I was just doing your course and yelling out for your help. Okay. So then your live came on. Yay. All right. I think I kind of sort of know which day you were on, Shirley. Normally I wouldn't, but I'm feeling kind of good today. It might be because, it's the day of my birth. So if you want to go ahead and drop your questions and let me know which day you're on, I can help you live. All right. So let me know which day you're on. Let me know what you're needing help with, and we'll see if we can't figure that out. Okay. All right. But want to introduce myself. I am Shakia, the birthday girl professor of HS8 365. We are the parent company of my brainchild, Silholics Anonymous. That is my platform to teach you guys how to use Silhouette Studio. I have been in love with this program for the past 8 years. It's not without its faults, but for what it does and being someone who uses, like, when I say Silhouette Studio is a powerful program, I truly, truly do mean that, because I am someone that I have experience with other graphic designing softwares. I know Photoshop. I design in Photoshop all the time. I use Illustrator. Corel Draw was my jam, So I've used other design, like what are considered more like professional type and commercial type graphic designing softwares. And for a lot of the things, especially on like a beginner level that you will do, there's so many features that these top tier programs do not offer. And that's what I was more so amazed about with Silhouette Studio, that in a free program, most times you get free programs and you're missing so many different features. And the fact that you can do so much in their free program blew me away. And then of course, once you get like business, there are things that's going to make it a little bit easier for you as far as just workflow. But I truly, it's not sponsored. You guys know that I am not sponsored by Silhouette America in any way, shape, or form. Hell, they never even reached out to me, but it's all good. I don't do it for the endorsement part. I do this for those who are creatives. I know how learning Silhouette Studio changed my life and my business, because as an event planner and event decorator, I was doing everything by hand. Every single thing you can think of, I was cutting it with scissors. And it made my life so much easier. And then just designing digitals and things like that for chip bags, or just designing a cake topper, it made life so much easier. So I truly love the program and what it can do, especially for a beginner creator. Of course, you should always build to start to learn Photoshop, Illustrator. There are two different types of program. One is like a bitmap or raster. It's like it's dot. It's made up, like all the pictures and pixels are made up of, well, pixels and dots. Whereas Illustrator, Corel Draw, Silhouette Studio are vector-based programs. Each of those offers something different. So it is good to, eventually learn both of those type programs, and even like Affinity Photo, Affinity Designer. Not one of my favorites. I just don't care for it. But you should always build to that. But Silhouette Studio is a great place to start. And I really enjoy teaching it. So right now, I'm like, this is my birthday. Like, I want to do what I like to do on my birthday. I am not camera ready in any way, shape, or form. So my camera will not be coming on. So we're going to keep this hopefully all silhouette related. Although I don't mind answering questions about sublimation or chip labels, Capri Suns, full on cutouts. I don't mind answering any of it. All right. So feel free to drop your questions. Let's really deep dive in and learn some amazing things in Silhouette Studio today. All right. So hello. Let's see. Incredible morning. Hey, just say from Cyclone, West Virginia. Thank you so very much. I enjoy my day by being on here with y'all and doing what I love. That's what I want to do on my birthday, is to do what I love to do. And hopefully I will see another year of doing what I love to do. I will say, because it is Memorial Day, I am glad that my family and all of you guys I'm a veteran. I'm an Air Force veteran. So I'm glad that we're celebrating my birth and not a memorial. So I'm very, very grateful for that. And hopefully I will be here next year to do the same thing. Incredible morning. Thank you for all of the birthday wishes. Thank you. Y'all know what y'all can do for my birthday. Y'all know it will be great. How about I get shares I've never had before. How about y'all hit and y'all smash that like button? That's going to be the best birthday present, bigger than any Cash App. How about today you make sure that in every post where someone's asking about ink and paper, you go ahead and drop that shop.hsink365.com link. My favorite people support. You don't have to buy, but supporting is sharing it out, letting someone know that girl over there, she know her stuff and she has research and she is providing us the best of the best. So go check out her site, go check out her YouTube, go check out her Facebook. That will be the greatest birthday present ever. Blow up the site. All right. Hello. Thank you. All right. I am doing the trace with the girl and putting in edit points to join her finger and hair. My edit tool, when I click on it, goes way above where I click. Are you zoomed in? I know that's one of the things I talked about in the live, is trying to do things, but you're so zoomed out and you're not clicking quite on it. So try to zoom in on it. Let's see. It's on the black with 2.0 for the point. I'm trying to think. Wait, the one where hold on, let me see something. Go back. I'm doing the trace with the girl. What girl? And putting in edit points to join her fingers and hair. Which one are you referring to? What girl? Which image are you referring to? Did you leave a comment on the? Let me go to, because you're great with like putting the timestamps. I love that, where you're having issues at. So let me go and see. Did you happen to leave a comment with the timestamp? Let's see. Nope, that was 4 days ago. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure which part you're talking about. All right, let's see. Looking forward to purchasing your conversion kit this week. Yay, awesome. Thank you guys for all of the birthday wishes. Thank you. Okay, I don't want this to be about birthday. I don't want this to be about my birthday. I want to help you guys. So I need for you guys to share and post your questions. I mean, it's another day. To me, it's just another day. Okay, so the Power Girl. Okay, hold on. Let me see what you're referring to. Let's go file, open. Academy and tracing. So you mean the trace and detach one? Is that the one that you're on, that lesson, trace and detach? Wait a minute. Where is that one? Okay, right here. So trace and detach. Oh, yeah, see? She said lesson 13, trace and detach. So you said, oh, you mean trying to remove this space right here? Is that what you're referring to? Trying to remove this space? I'm trying, wait, with the girl putting edit points to join her finger and hair. I don't know what you mean trying to join her finger and hair. Oh, you mean to close it off. Okay, I understand what you mean now. To close it off so that you can't trace it. Okay, so we're going to select trace area. I'm going to put it here. Okay, first you got to take your threshold up. I'm not sure where, see, sometimes you'll get a gap. Okay, so I'm just going to put one here, right? Because it's not, I don't really have a gap right here. I guess, let me see if I take my threshold down. Yeah, I'm not sure. You said join her finger and hair. So unless you meant like, unless you're talking about drawing the line, because you said a point of 2. So if you do that and you're saying that my edit tool, when I click, it goes way above where I click. Now that might be something with your computer. I can't really control that. So if we go here, I'm going to make my line black. I'm going to make my point size. I mean, I think you went with 2. Wait, let's click off of there. I don't want that to be black. I want that to be no color. All right, so with nothing selected, we're going to make it black. We're going to make, you said you were using 2. Okay, so if you're there and then we come here, so you're saying that when you're doing this, it's not going in the area that you're clicking on. Are you zoomed into it so that you can really see? Now, if it's like going and you're clicking here, but it's going up there, I mean, it might just be your computer. I don't think that's a silhouette thing if you're clicking on it like that. So it's not edit points. You have to use the draw tool. You have to use the line to connect it. I think that's what threw me off when you were saying edit points. But yeah, you have to use the draw polygon line to create that line. I just got the Workforce 7310. Can I put your pigment ink in it? Of course. It's a pigment ink printer. When you're using the third-party pigment inks, all you're doing is saving on ink, and it's a more cost-effective way because the XL cartridges from Epson will cost you $130. Well, when you buy it from us, each set of chips is only $60. What kind of chipboard can I use with the Cameo 4? What blade do I use, and what are the settings I use to cut it? I'm having the hardest time. So the downward force of a Cameo is not that great. So you want to really get like the craft one. It's really not like great like chipboard. Like we get chipboards for what's the thing? Our sample packs of summation paper. And like that one you can't really cut through. With any type of chipboard, it can't be really thick. It's more like kind of like a bunch of papers. That's kind of how I look at it. It's not going to be really, really hard, like a hard chipboard. It's going to just pretty much be like heavy cardstock that happens to be like a craft color. And you're not going to be able to get it to cut in one pass. You are going to have to do several passes, and you're going to have to change your blade depth, your force after so many passes. So you might do to do like a shallow cut, it'll be like a blade of like 4, a force of 20, a speed of, let's say, you want to go faster than slower on the heavier things. So let's say you do like a speed of like 7 or 8. You might do 3 passes with that. That's just going to score through it. You're not going to remove it. Then you're going to change your depth again. You're going to change the length of your blade. Maybe now, if you started at 5, now you're going to go to 6, and you're going to put a little bit more force. The speed, you can leave it the same. You're going to do 3 more passes. Then you're going to go ahead and do it again. So it's not something that's going to cut easily. It's not something that's going to cut without a bunch of passes. Even if you have a Cricut, if you do the Cricut one, people say that, okay, it's just, you just set it. But once you set it, Cricut will automatically do like 15 to 18 different runs or passes to get it to cut through. So if you're looking for it to cut through in like one pass, if you only did like 5, it's not going to work. It literally will take you like upwards of 10 passes to cut through chipboard. It's not letting you do a second click. Then that means when you did it, you probably chose this one right here, which is just your regular line instead of a polygon or the curve. The curve allows you to make more clicks. The polygon allows you to make multiple clicks. If you choose the first one, it's just a single line. You won't be able to make more than one click. I have been following you for a while. Over the weekend, I had 3 wash orders, and I amazed myself at my ability to design quickly and produce quality work. HS Ink paper helped immensely. Thank you. Thank you so much for that review, for that feedback. I'm pretty sure your customers were really happy, especially like with the work order. I mean, with the rush order. So incredible job. Can our ink be used with the F570? I don't recommend it because that is an actual sublimation printer. Epson sells sublimation ink that is made to match their color profile, their firmware, and it's not super expensive. I know they've probably gone up a little bit. You're going to save what, maybe $3 a bottle. Their bottles are 140 milliliters. I know before the pandemic and all this stuff and stuff went up, it was like $18 a bottle. It might be like what, $20, $21 now. It may seem like a lot, but it's not worth it to put a third-party ink in an actual sublimation printer. It's just not worth it. I highly recommend just sticking with Epson's ink. How do I save rhinestone design to take it over to Cricut to cut? You must have Business Edition to save it as an SVG, or you can save it as an SVG through a website called Ideas Are Us. Let me find that video for you so you can see it more in depth. But let's see. Sillaholics Anonymous SVG. All right. So free conversion, Silhouette Studio to SVG. I think in this one, I also talk about how when you get it into Cricut Design Space, you have to make note of what the size is, because when you get to Cricut Design Space, you're going to have to, before you unlock it, adjust it to that size. But this video goes completely in detail on that process, but I'll show you, where to go as well. Why are you not opening? Okay, there we go.
Starting an online store.
All right, so we're going to go to share and copy. We also have the thanks button now. So if you ever come across a video and it's helpful for you, you want to leave a quick thanks, we finally got approved for the thanks button on our videos. So we're going to come over here and free SVG conversion video. All right, so we're going to come over here. So let's say we have a star. Ooh, you know what? What's the one that I did? I just did ink-ish, but it's okay. We're going to convert to path. I'm going to come over here to my rhinestone tool, and I'm going to apply stones. Let's just fill it in. Boom. So we fill that in with stones. I'm going to make my page a little bit smaller. So I'm going to make it by 10. Let's just make it 12 by 10. So I think it'll fit in there. And then you're going to go File, Save As, Save to Hard Drive. You're going to click on the drop down, SVG. You're going to title it, and then you're going to save it. And now you can open up that SVG in Cricut Design Space. If you don't have Business Edition, you're going to go File, Save As, Save, or just hit Save. I mean, because this wasn't titled before, you can actually just hit Save as well. But Save or Save As, if we go to Save, it's still going to pop it up because it was never saved with the title. You're going to give it a title. You're going to leave it as a silhouette file. And then you're going to come over to Google and you're going to type in Ideas Are Us and SVG Converter. Then you're going to choose your file. So you're going to click here, choose your silhouette file. Once you do that, you're going to click where it says Convert Studio to SVG. Once it converts, you're going to get a download link right here. You're going to click on that link. And then once it opens up on the new page, you right click and save it as, so you'll download that link. So that will be you have to save it. So it's going to convert it. It's going to give you a download link. You're going to click on it and it's either download it or open it. If it just opens, you right click and save it. And then there it is. So that's kind of like the quick version of how you do that. But that video will show you how to do that. Hi, Dawn. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. All right. How do I check the size of a rhinestone? If it's something that's already pre-made and pre-designed, like there's some lists, like like if you do a search of like rhinestone template, I think it's like stone size or something like that. Or if you have it, you can, like if you have designer edition, you can you can release it and then see, because each one is going to be a different size. I'm not a big rhinestone, so I don't do a lot of trying to remember stone sizes because I'm not big on rhinestones. But if you come in here and let's say, I think these were 10 SS. So let's say if I go to 16, okay, no, maybe those are 16. All right, so I'm going to go to 20. That means this one is 16. This one, I'm going to make it 10. All right, so they're all different sizes. And if I were to release the stones, which is probably too many, I probably should just make this much smaller because now it's going to try and release all these stones and it might shut down on me. But once you release it, you'll be able to click on one stone and then see what the size is. And then you'll kind of know what size it is. But there are lists that will tell you how big the circle should be based off of the stone. I'm not big into rhinestones like that, so I don't try to like remember that stuff. What size do you typically use when making graduation fans? I don't have a particular size because I use different size templates. It really depends on the type of template that I am using. So with this one, the 20 was 2 by 2.21. There we go. The 16, actually it says it 0.16. So it's like actually the size of the stone. And this one says 0.13. That was the 10. This is the so it's not. The 16 says 0.16 and then the 20 says 0.21. So that's that one. Now, as far as fans, I offer a large size and large size as well as a small one. So my small ones, however big it can fit to where I can get 2 on 11 by 17 paper, that's my small one. My big one, I sometimes I will max it out, but sometimes it looks really, really, really huge. So I'll scale it back. If I print it out and it just looks ridiculously huge, I'll scale it back a little bit when it's the kind that's like a frame. If it's like if I do one where it's someone's head, I make that as big as I can get it. But I max it out to 11 by 17 paper. That's how I figure mine out. I don't have a specific size. So let's see. Let's go fan. Okay, Lexi's grad fan. So see, 2 different ones, kind of max them out with these. Let me see. This, so the one that's the scroll is slightly smaller than the other one. And as far as the width, it's slightly like smaller. So for this one, well, this was 12 by 18. I used to use Hammer Mill's 12 by 18 paper. They lost their ever-loving mind. The paper quality is not the same. So now I pretty much just stick to my 11 by 17 koala paper. So I am having to change it. Then I'm going to turn my lines on. I'm going to push everything back. So this one would be maxed out. I can do it one of 2 ways. If I don't have a lot of them and I don't mind like cutting off the piece that's not going to cut, I just might max this out to where it's going to go to the print border. and then I just have to manually cut right here and like right here. If I don't want to like dealing with that, I'm going to make sure that it fits right inside the cut border. And that would be the max that I would do this. So this one, the max would be 10 inches tall, and then this is 8.39 that way. This one, okay, so this would be a little bit different because, all right, we're going to move this down. So inside, and this one is 10.3, but see her face appears bigger here because of how it's made compared to here. Now, if I wanted to get 2 of these on here, I'm going to move this out of the way. By itself, that's maxed out, right? But if I wanted 2, I'm going to maximize my paper. So if I wanted 2, I'm going to first try and see if I turn it, will it affect it? No, it doesn't. I can't fit 2 on here this way. So I'm going to select it. I'm going to make it smaller until I can fit 2. So that's still a little too big. We're going to make it small, a little bit smaller. So I max it out to be able to fit 2 on an 11 by 17. So for me, this one, the max on this one will be basically 9.5 in height. And then like the width is whatever. Same thing with this one. If I wanted 2 of these, so that's maxed out like that. And this one is here. Like I could probably twist this and get it to fit. So this style, the max size would be 10.334. So I don't have like a set number. Oh, they are definitely not organized. They are definitely not organized. At least not by me. The type of organization that's here, anyone can do it. All I do is just tell it how to sort it. So if I go here, anyone can do this. You right click and you tell it to group by, you can either group it by name. So it's going to show me anything where it starts with a number. And then you scroll down. It's going to be anything that starts with A through H. Okay, then you're going to go through like, so you can do it by name. You can right click and group by date modified. So these are things that I did last week, earlier this year. So it depends on how you're looking for stuff. Group by, I normally have mine grouped by type. That way it puts all the PDFs together, Photoshops. And then once you're in here, you can decide if you want it to be sorted by the name. So it'll be in order from A to Z by the date. So you'll see like what was made newer or older, depending if you have it going ascending or descending. And type makes no sense because it's already done by type. So I sort by name or date modified, depending on if I'm like, I kind of know the name, if I can see it by the name, or I might go, well, I know I designed this around this time, so I'll put it in by date. But no, I personally don't organize my files in any way, shape, or form. No one has time for that. All right. Thank you for your honesty. I'm trying to use a font from the text style panel. The font starts with an E and it keeps going back to the A's. What am I doing wrong? It's just a glitch. So when that happens, the best thing to do is to select your font and try to hit E and then like quickly click any font that starts with the E and then scroll from there. But it's just a glitch. You're not doing anything wrong. It's just a weird glitch that happens and it is very annoying. There's nothing that like, okay, well, this is what makes that happen. It just happens. I purchased one of your templates, but I haven't printed it yet. Oh, and then also I forgot, if it's one where it's a large one, we're going to turn this around. I'm just going to max it out. Again, if I don't want to cut anything, hand cut, I'm just going to pull it until it fits within my cut border. So this one would be 13 inches tall. This one, we're going to rotate it and it would be only 11 inches tall. That's as big as I'll be able to get it because the width of it is big. Or I could kind of steal a little bit of space because I can turn it and see now it's not touching the edge. So I'm going to increase the size. You guys have to get into that too, rotating things to try and make it fit. Sometimes you'll look at something and think, oh no, this is going to fit on this paper. I have to make it small. And sometimes all it takes is for you just to simply rotate it. So where it was like, what, 11, I was like a little bit, I snuck out a little bit more space and I can make it just a little bit bigger. And I think if I rotate it a little bit more, I can probably like steal some more space. So now I'm at 12, where I was like 11. I got an extra inch out of it just by rotating it. All right. When my images is within the registration marks, my Cameo won't cut along the image. Any suggestions? Wait, when my image is within the registration marks, my Cameo won't cut along the image. What do you mean by it won't when it's inside of it? I'm not sure why wouldn't it cut it? Is it cutting the whole thing? Are you saying that you have more white? I need a little bit more context to that. Thank you guys for sharing. If you are coming in, you're just dropping in, say hello. Let me know who's watching, where you're watching from. Don't forget to hit the like button and to also share. If you're not subscribed, make sure that you subscribe. Make sure you are suggesting our channel or our page on Facebook to others. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. So if it's more white, it can be a number of things. One, if you really zoom in, you'll probably find that you did a trace on it and it's really not like that close to it. Like you really do have white automatically like there. If it's like a significant amount of white and it's cutting completely off, then you have to watch my video when I talk about print and cuts. Making sure that I've done so many videos for my tips on that. I can't give any more tips than what I use and what I've put out there. Outside of that, it might be your machine. It might be that you have your blade dialed up too high, and it's cutting too deep and it's getting kind of like a quick snag and it's going to knock the cut off. But outside of what I've already put in my hundreds and hundreds of print and cut videos, things I do is I max out my length, I max out my thickness, and make sure that everything prints. Make sure you have nothing in the registration area. If any of your design is in this restrictive area, it's going to register, but your cuts are going to be off. Outside of that, there is no magic formula to make it where it's not going to have an excessive amount of white. Now, a small bit of white, it's like most times it's a given. It may not be perfect. You may have to trim some things. It's not like this perfect printer, which is why they suggest print bleeds. If it's a solid color, print bleeds work. If it's like an image, print bleeds don't really work. But even with my Roland, they'll tell you to put a print bleed on it to get a cut where there's no white. All we can do is try to like minimize it. I only use a Cricut mat. By putting the tape on there, I know exactly where my paper goes, makes it, gives it a better chance of reading. I don't put anything in the registration marks, and I always max out my thickness. Like that's key for me. Outside of that, I don't have any other tips. 2 times for the birthday chick. Hey. Thank you, ma'am. What is the paper settings for the 24-inch roll? I have it for the 13. It's the exact same thing. It's going to be if you're doing a 24-inch, I'm sorry. Does that mean you have the F570? I don't have an F570. In my Honestly Speaking group, if you search Shawnee Douglas, she made a comment with the settings that she uses. You can go off of that. But if you're actually using an F570, I don't have one of those, so I could not really advise you on the exact settings. I did a trace and cut from, wait, huh? Did I miss something? Let me see. Did I miss the first part of your questions? Oh no, so I guess maybe it cut it off. All right, so I'll wait for the rest of your question. Happy birthday. I want to sign up for your classes. I've had my Cricut, also Cameo for 3 years. I play with my Cricut somewhat nowadays, but I've tried with my Cameo maybe twice when I first purchased and never picked it back up. It's a whole different language to me. One thing I will always say, like, the machine is one thing, the program is totally different. You don't have to have a machine. You don't even have to focus on cutting on the machine. If you prefer the cut on your Cricut, you can definitely use Silhouette Studio to design and then save it in the proper format to take it over to Cricut Design Space to be able to cut. So focus on the program, and that's where my 30-day training comes into play. Focus on learning the program. That is the most important part. Cutting, I mean, there can be some of a learning curve with, or just getting frustrated with finding the right settings, but that's something that you're going to have to do trial and error on anyway, because every paper is different. Even Recollections, right? I use a lot of their color cardstock. It's 65 pounds, but some of them feel more like construction paper and it looks kind of grainy, and some is super, super smooth. So even with that same company, the way they make certain colors, the texture is different. So I have to cut them different ways. You're going to have to do trial and error, take notes, write stuff down. If it's a new blade, if it's a mid-use blade, if it's a really old blade that you keep trying to sharpen with aluminum foil. I personally don't do that anymore. I don't have time for that. If the blade is to the point where it's just simply not cutting and I got to keep resharpening with aluminum foil every 5 cuts, time is money for me, and I just don't have time for that. I'm going to switch out to a new blade and keep it moving, shorted. It's built into my prices. As a business owner, you should not be worried about resharpening blades if you're doing this for business. If you're just doing this as a hobby, a little side thing, maybe you have the time to. I personally don't have it. I'm going to throw that blade away, keep it moving, shorted, and get another one. But the life of your blade makes a difference. The life and the condition of your cutting strip makes a difference. The condition of your mat makes a difference. Are you using a silhouette mat, which is very thin? Are you using a non-silhouette mat, which can be a little bit thicker? That affects your your cut settings. So those are things, like I said, trial and error. But as far as the program itself, my 30-day program is what you need. I mean, it's something that everyone who wants to get into designing, who wants to really understand Silhouette Studio, you need my 30-day course. It's actually 32 sessions. It's amazing. You will feel like a pro in Silhouette Studio in no time. I purchased the Learn Silhouette in 30 days, but I think I'm lost. I can't find the other days. I only see day 1. I haven't had much time to dive in. All of it is under the same playlist. So you should just see a continuous playlist of it. So I'm not sure. Maybe take a screenshot and inbox it or email it to us. But when you're on the playlist, it's going to show you all of the days. Like, they literally go back to back. I did a trace and cut on a script from Google. When I tried to thicken the lines, it wouldn't let me. I wonder why. What method did you use to thicken the lines? Did you try to offset it? And when you're saying it wouldn't let you, what did it do or not do? Take the Silhouette Essentials class. You won't be sorry. Oh, sorry. I forgot to unmute. Sorry. The internet went out, but I did forget to unmute. So I was saying, let me know. So with this one, the new one is it's a little bit more detailed. If you learned from the other one and you're learning from it, hey, you're probably okay with that. With the I did change the structure of the new one, and it's broken up over 30 days, and it's 32 different sessions. We did 2 evening sessions. And it's worksheets to where you can follow along and you can really comprehend it. So it is done a lot different than the first one, where we were basically there for 5 hours just kind of going through, hey, this tool does this does this da da da, and it just kind of broke it down. This one's a little bit different, so you might find benefit in, well, I know that you will find benefit in the new one. And then for you, how much did you pay for it? If you pay $83.65, then that's the latest one. You should see all of them. If you paid $35 and you got just the Essentials to Silhouette Studio, that's the older version, and it's just one long session. It doesn't come with any worksheets or anything like that. It comes with notes, the note sheets, but no worksheets. So that's the older one. Some people don't want to pay $83.65 and get it the way that it is. They rather pay the $35. So if you're wanting to just pay the $35, then that's the one. It's no worksheets, no support, no access to the group or anything like that. It's just Essential Select Studio. But the one that's $83.65 is the 30-day training. Yeah, you may have purchased the wrong one. If you didn't pay $83.65, you purchased the wrong one. Can you please tell me what all I need for the Pigment ink? If you go to the website, it is, so you go here, we're going to go search, we're going to go 812, and there's a kit right here. So you have the cartridges, the syringes, and the ink. Or if you typed in 7310, it'll also come up. So you purchased the other one. Yeah. The one that's the top one, that's the new one. I mean, you'll still learn from the $35 one, but it's not broken up the same way. All right, any more silhouette questions? I want to help with silhouette. So does anyone have any silhouette related questions? Make sure that you guys are hitting share, guys. Hit share. Let's get some more people in here, especially on a day like this where some people maybe have a day off and end of the time they won't be able to really participate in the on my live videos.
Get ready to unlock the
Sorry, I had to tend to the little one. What's the second thing I should do when my Cameo 4? What's the second thing I should do when my Cameo is out of the box? I mean, you have the program downloaded, your it's out of the box, then start cutting. I did the Bluetooth thing, then you're now ready to start cutting. I purchased an SVG from Etsy, trying to do larger than matte. Can you show the knife tool? If it's an SVG, you won't really need, I mean, It just really depends on the image. So if it's something that you can break up, all you have to do is ungroup it. You won't need the knife tool. An SVG is already layered. It has the cut lines. So you would just make them bigger. Now, if you're trying to split something, so let's say you've ungrouped it, but it's a Mickey head or something like that, and it's still too big. Let me see. Let's go back to file, open recent, 30-day trace and detach. I believe there's one on there I can trace. Not a question, but when I tell you your stole class is worth every dime, I did 2 this weekend just by following along with you. My fear was the pressing part, but even that was well explained. Aw, thank you. All right, so let's take Mario, for example. We're going to trace him out real quick. All right. So we're going to make the outline black. Actually, I should have left him over here because now I don't remember the colors. Come on. Alrighty, all done. So essentially, this is an SVG. Oh wait, I grouped it. I welded this and I should not have. Oh well, I'm not even gonna worry about it right now because I wasn't supposed to weld it because I won't have a color. But I'm not worried about it right now. So essentially, this is an SVG. An SVG basically means that it has all of the parts separated and you can literally click on any of the parts. You can ungroup it. So your SVG will come like this. It's going to be grouped together. All you have to do is ungroup it. And then you're going to size it. Hopefully, all the parts will end up fitting on like whatever size cardstock you have. So if you have 12 by 12 cardstock, right? And you're cutting it like this, then his face like will fit on 12 by 12. You can make him, and he's now 23. So if you're trying to make him 2 feet tall, the parts of his face will fit on, oh, I forgot the parts of his ear. Let's go ahead and send this to the back. Okay. So if I were to, you're saying cut larger than Matt, then obviously you're trying to do, like, I'm not sure if you're trying to do it from colored paper, if you're trying to do a print and cut. If you're trying to do a print and cut, that's totally different as far as separating it. I have a full on class on that, and I did a video on that. So if you're trying to do it this way, luckily it is still already cut up for you. And all you would really have to do is cut the black, because all the other pieces are cut up for you. So you could, if you're doing 11 by 17 paper, or like, again, if you're doing paper, just resize it, and then you'll just separate everything and then cut it and then piece it together. Now, for the back part of it, if you're wanting that, I'm just going to select all of this and weld it, because that's the back part. So now if you need to cut this, I don't recommend using the knife tool. If you use the knife tool, it's going to leave a gap and it's not going to line up. You can make it smaller, but my recommendation is to use crop and subtract, or in this case, divide, because it's just solid colors. So let's say if I wanted to cut, I'm going to do 12 by 12 cardstock that's in black. I'm going to put him there. I'm going to make them just slightly smaller just for the sake of this. Well, if you're going to do that, you do need to select both pieces, and so that the way they match up, and we're going to make them slightly smaller. Oh, well, they went way small. It's okay. So let's say I want to cut this piece. I'm going to make my box. And there's a couple different ways, like in my class, like I wouldn't necessarily cut his arm off like this on here. I would probably just kind of come where his arms stay like intact and whole, and then use my edit points to kind of get in between there. I wouldn't necessarily cut his arm off. And then from here, we're going to go to, not right click, modify and divide. I can delete that box, and then this piece is separated, and it's going to be a clean line. It's going to line up. So then let's say here, you can split his body in half. So you can come like this, and I'll probably go like there, divide, and this part is ready to go. But I will not use the knife tool. Like I said, the knife tool leaves a gap. Can you change that? Yes, but to me, just dividing is easier. So again, the knife tool will leave a gap. If you want, you go to the knife tool, you click deselect auto apply, and you're going to make your line. You're going to come to your line tool. You're going to make that 0.1 and then go apply. It'll leave somewhat of a gap still, but it's not as big. I don't remember. At one point, you couldn't go down to like a 0 because a 0 meant nothing. So let's see. Oh, it actually did do it. So you can go down to 0. That is one of the updates that they made. So you can go down to 0. So you'll deselect auto apply. You'll make your knife. You'll come over here to your line style. You'll make it 0 and then hit apply, and it will cut it to where it is no gap. When using trace and detach on words that still have the center words, that's the best way to get the center out. I use a dropper under trace section, but I was fighting. There is a video on it. Have you watched the video and tried all of those methods that's outlined? Not sure what part you're still struggling with or you're having issues with, unless you're showing me pictures. Guys, this is what my group is for. I am not one of those people that like, oh, it's my group. That's where I get sales from. That's what my group is for. That's my sales funnel. I don't use it for that. My group is there because that's where I need for you guys to go and post your questions. post pictures with it, because on live videos, you cannot post pictures. I don't answer inboxes like that for personal help. If you want personal help, then hey, you can book my time. But I don't mind. I'm always in groups helping. My group is there to help. That way, if it's an answer that can help someone else, hey, it helps the masses. But I don't provide individual one-on-one help and just coming to my inbox saying, hey, this is the issue I'm having. Then my time is valuable. I'm only one person, but I have thousands of you guys that I teach all the time. I couldn't possibly do that. So I do pick and choose. Like, if I'm able to answer it quickly in a group, I can show you how to do it. That's going to be the best way. That is what my groups are for. My groups are there for help and support and to share what you have done. I don't do my classes exclusively in groups like a lot of these people. Join my group to be able to see this. I'm live on public platforms, on my public Facebook, my YouTube. It's public. If I'm saying it's free for anyone. I don't use my groups for that. But when you want help for me to see what your specific issue is, you got to share it in the group, because it can be a number of things that you may or may not be doing. It might be an image where using the color dropper is never going to be what helps you. So until I see that, I can't really like pinpoint what the issue is. But I'm going to search Silaholics Anonymous, remove white. Oh, well, it should still come up. There we go. So we're going to click on here and we're going to go share, copy. All right. And then we're going to post this over here. All right. So there's that. Like I said, it's a lot of things that could affect that. I'll go back to this one because this is from my trace and detach one, and I'll show you all the ways. So we can select here, trace and detach, place your box. We're going to up our threshold. And we're going to go trace and detach. And I'm going to move her out of the way. So now she still has this white part. Actually, I didn't need to do that one. I needed to duplicate this one. So you can either select area, place your box, which there are two areas here. So I'm going to bring my box down here. I'm going to fill that in. And we're going to hit trace, select the trace, fill it with color, release compound path, hold down shift, click, click, and delete the rest, select it and subtract. If you don't want to do it that way, then you will have to go over here to trace by color, put your mouse in that section. If you try and do all areas, if there's other areas that have white, like right in here, it's going to pick it up. So you're going to have to do these one by one, and you'll just take it up to get just the white area, trace and detach. And then move that piece out of the way. And then you'll have to repeat it again for right here. This is a function only if you have Designer Edition or above. This is not a function that you will find in the free version of Silhouette Studio. And depending on the image, sometimes you can do a trace and crop. So we're going to go select trace area, place our box. We're going to increase our threshold. So hopefully see like this one, someone asked, well, what would be the purpose? Sometimes you have all these extra areas and you can't get to go all the way up. So you can't really do a trace and crop. I mean, I probably can remove the edit points in those sections first. So let's just say I do a regular trace. I'm going to fill that trace in with color, double click. I'm going to delete. See, this is team too much for this type of image. I wish that person that just left that comment on my video, hopefully they'll watch this one and they'll see why there's 3 different methods, because sometimes one method won't work for certain images like this. No matter how high you take it up, you're going to end up with little straggly pieces. But okay, so now it's just an outline. And if I go here, select and crop, it'll also remove it. So there's a couple different ways it can be done. How can I have 2 of the same things measure different, but when I put one on top of the other, they're the same? That's a loaded question. I mean, it depends on what those 2 things are. So I can't really answer that because I don't know what those 2 things are. While doing the stole class, I used the offset on a word as a shadow to cover up a cut off, but it didn't print. So the arm looked cut. Do you know why the shadow didn't print like on the screen? Yeah, definitely would have to see a picture. Definitely would have to see that. It makes sense, but I would have to see what it is that you're talking about. Oh, thank you, Dawn. Thank you, Miss Cheryl. Not any teacher or group compares to you. Oh, you're so sweet, birthday twin. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. Yeah, I have a video, guys. I have videos for all of this stuff. You don't have to wait for me to go live. I have videos for all of this stuff, all of it. Just type. Oh, wait, it put the plus sign at the end. Dang it. Hold on. Let me go. That wasn't the video. There is the link. I thought I deleted the plus sign. There is the new link for the video. Because the plus sign probably is going to lead you to nowhere. But I have videos for everything. Type in Silaholics Anonymous and your keyword, and I'm pretty sure you'll find it. If it's like a demo type video, type in honestly speaking and your keywords. I'm pretty sure you'll find a video. And of course, my 30-day training. I highly recommend my 30-day training. That's going to be the best thing. Like all of this is broken down for you in that you can watch it back as many times you need. Like you get practice material. My live videos are great, but when I'm doing these, they're not meant to be full-on tutorials where I'm taking my time. I kind of breeze through it just for you to get the idea and the concept. If you truly, truly want to learn, invest $83. It's just $83. If you're really wanting to invest in yourself, if you want to learn, if you are sick and tired of struggling with Silhouette Studio, I have provided the resource that will keep you from struggling. You will understand every single tool. I also give you if things mess up, here's how you work your way out of it. You'll use this for this. I give real world examples. It is the best thing for $83.65. Maybe it's not, maybe the price, maybe it's too low. Maybe y'all think that, oh, if it's only $83, other people selling their courses for $200, $300, $400. I pay $800 to learn all this stuff. It can't be that great if she only saying it's 83. I'm not questioning the value of it. I know it's worth more than that. I choose not to because I know not everybody is making coins when they're first starting this. I know everyone is not doing this to make coins. They are just doing it as a hobby, a side, like a little side thing for them. It might be just, relieve anxiety. I've had someone say they had to spend their last on $83.65, and that is why I price it that way. But maybe if y'all don't put no value on it, y'all think because I'm not charging $300, $400, $500, it can't be worth nothing. Maybe I just need to take the price up. I've saved so much money finding you first. Yes, that's good that you weren't, you didn't have to weed through all of the other stuff, because I'm going to give you full on detail about everything so that you don't make some of the mistakes that I made over the years. Learn from my mistakes. Make your own mistakes. You're still going to make them, but being under someone who truly knows all this stuff inside and out like the back of my hand, it will save you a lot of headache. All right. I'm pretty new to this. Why did the pic go yellow? So that's what happens whenever you go to trace. So it's letting you know what part is actually going to trace. So if I come back here again and I go to trace, good question. I don't think anyone ever really asked it like that. So when you put the box over it, so like right now, Silhouette Studio is colorblind. It reads tones of colors. So those really, really dark colors are going to pick up first. And as you adjust your threshold, it's going to pick up on the lighter colors. But basically, where the yellow is, it's where it's going to trace. So if I hit trace right now and I fill that in with color, where there's yellow at is the only place there's going to be color. Oh, wait, I clicked on the wrong one. So let's undo. I need to click on just the trace. See, the color is only there. So it's telling you what you're tracing. All right. Let's see. All right, there we go. Okay. Okay, because I was trying to mirror something and it will not because the pick is yellow. I'm not sure what you're referring to. You're saying, so you're trying to trace it and mirror it. So when you're here and you just click on an image, you right click and you flip horizontally and it will mirror it, or you flip vertically and that's technically also mirroring. So not sure what it is that you're trying to do, but while you're tracing, you can't mirror it and that won't stay yellow. You have to hit trace and then that yellow goes away. All right, Facebook, I need for you guys to share. I'm not seeing that anyone on Facebook shared the video. Not showing that anyone shared the video. So make sure that you guys hit share over on Facebook. I will greatly appreciate it. That is the best way to say thank you for all of the amazing information and help, is help me broaden my audience, because maybe you're going to share it to someone and you'll share it to a group that I'm not in. Maybe if you shared on your page, somebody who did not know I existed now knows about my platform. They're trying to learn this. Don't be afraid and like, oh, well, people on my site don't really care. You never know. And, don't be afraid of someone else learning what it is that you do in your area, because there's enough money for everyone. And you never know when you're going to need to call on someone. I've outsourced to people who do the exact same thing that I do, but when I don't have time, I've outsourced to them. So think about people who know what you do and know how to do the same thing as an ally instead of an adversary. If I wanted to use the grayish color on the girl's suit, how can I save that color to use later? You're just going to sample it. So it can be any shape. So you can either make a shape or you can like just pick anything. So let's say you make a box. You're going to go to the color dropper in the color palette. you're going to select that. And then down here, you're just going to hit the plus sign, or come right here and hit the plus sign and it will go there. I'm going to select another shade of gray and oops, yeah, there we go. And add that. We can choose a darker gray and add that. So you'll just make a shape, fill it with the color, add it to your palette. Well, you're on YouTube, so you can still hit share. If you go down to where it says share, you can hit share and it'll ask you if you want to share it to Facebook or all these other places, and you simply hit share. If you, hold on. So we go over here, we hit share, and it's going to allow you to share to Facebook, share it through WhatsApp, share it through Twitter, put it on Pinterest. Ooh, I need to share on Pinterest. Oh, wait, I don't think I'm logged in. Am I logged in? I don't know. Oh, no, wait, that's choose a board. Okay, wait, let me copy that. Create a board. Okay, I can do that. Keep this board a secret. No, create. And maybe later. And now, yeah, it's going to be on the board for that one. And we can go back here. We can put it on all these other places. You can hit Facebook and post to Facebook in my feed or in my story. I'm going to put both and share to Facebook. So that is how quickly you can share from YouTube. On Facebook, you just hit the share button at the bottom. So it should be next to your comments. Or if you're on a computer, it should be next to it should be next to the word comments. All right, last call. No one has asked questions about Silhouette Studio in a hot little minute. We've been on for an hour. Between the other platforms, there are 60 of you guys watching. I'm on 3 different platforms. There's like 60 of you guys watching. So no one has questions. We're all just waiting and looking to see what questions somebody else has. None of you guys. So if you guys don't have questions, that means you should be in my groups, helping others. That means you are a master at this. I need to be interviewing you to be an instructor in my academy, because then you can teach a class because you don't have any questions, right? But I'm not going to hold you guys. I'm pretty sure you want to go and barbecue and do all of that kind of good jazz. Maybe you're working on some orders. So if there are no other questions, we're going to go ahead and hop off of here. But I do want to remind you guys about our website, shop.hsinc365.com. Here's where you're going to find our amazing, incredible products. We have sublimation ink, sublimation paper that has the best release you will ever find. And you can sublimate as low as 365 degrees, as fast as 30 seconds. I have shown it countless times. It's not smoke and mirrors. I've shown it countless times. Now, to give or take your heat press, you may have to go up to like 375 and do 45 seconds. But gone are the days of 400 degrees for 60 seconds. You don't need to have a cover sheet for most applications. As long as your substrate isn't going to damage your platen, you're good. Our ink lasts a really long time. We are very consistent with being in stock. We order on a rotation to where we try to avoid ever being out of stock, although magenta ink is en route. I don't know why you guys order so much magenta. Like, we've had a lot of orders. Like, I thought black, and we always order extra black. This time we had to order extra magenta because for some reason, you guys order a lot of magenta ink by itself. I guess girl stuff is more popular than boy stuff, but we run through magenta like crazy. So we had to start ordering extra magenta. All orders before 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time go out the exact same day. If you order on a Saturday before 9 a.m., before 11 a.m., and you're using USPS, it will go out the same day. USPS will go out that following, like the next day, the following business day. Like today, UPS is not open, so no UPS orders will go out today. They'll go out tomorrow. If you had an image that had, if you had an image that had several images overlapping, how do you copy just the one image? You're going to have to do a manual trace on it. So if it's on, like, let's say I'm going to take this, for example, I'm going to copy image and I'm going to bring this over here. So let's say I wanted to isolate this one bottle. It's a flat image. You're doing a regular trace will never ever work. So I'm going to come over here to my draw polygon and I'm going to create a cutout around it. And then I'm going to use my edit points to refine my trace. So I'm going to double click on, well, I'm not even going to, I'm going to show one part of it. So I would double click on this and then I would adjust my edit points. I have a full 2 days of edit points in my 30-day training. So if you want to get better with edit points, I highly recommend going over to the website and enrolling in the 30-day training. I mean, it's 2 full days of edit points. You will be an edit point master by the time you get done practicing with the 30-day challenge, the 30-day course. So you see how now I'm like right around it. I'm not going to do all of it because I'll be here forever, but you can use your edit points to contour around it. And then you select it, modify, and crop. So I've pulled that out of the background. And even though I've cropped it away, it never really goes away. So if I needed to like go in and fix some areas, I can pull this back, pull this forward, and then I can go in and adjust it even more if I needed to. So you're going to have to manually trace and crop. All right. All right, no other questions. We are going to go ahead and hop off of here. Thank you guys so very much for joining me today. This is how I decided to spend my birthday, helping others with Learning Silhouette Studio, answering any questions that you guys had about sublimation, sublimation printers. If you want to know about chip bags, business, and all of that, that was, the premises of this one to just help you guys with that. Don't forget, in June, all of June, July, and August, we are doing pricing and profit training and how to properly price, understanding how to maximize your profit, understanding what type of profit you're trying to make, what is the max profit you can make. A lot of people will scream about, oh, become a six figure this, 7-figure that, make $1,000 a day. But that takes work. It takes certain resources. If you don't have the time to be able to create those things, especially if you're doing it by yourself, you're setting yourself up for failure. Is it possible? Yes, but there's a lot of factors. There's a lot of things in numbers, and numbers are not just the dollar amount that you sell something from, how much you buy something from. There's so much that goes into all of this that will determine whether or not you're going to be able to reach those $1 million goals. If you're going to be able to reach those those 6-figure goals, those $1,000 a day, hell, even $200 or $500 a day. It really depends on what it is that you're making and how much time you have to actually accomplish that. And I'm focusing on that all of June, July, and August in our creative business program, where we're going to go over pricing and profit and understanding where you stand in your business and what you are capable of, and not setting yourself up for unrealistic goals that you just cannot reach. It doesn't matter how many cameos you have, how many silhouettes you have, how many blanks you have. If the majority of your time you're doing everything and you're spending time with marketing and packing stuff up and trying to create and trying to design, you only have but so much time. So you have to be truly realistic on what you can actually accomplish to reach those goals. And that's what we're doing for the next 3 months. Okay. All right. And that's under creative business on the website. All right, guys, until next time, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity and be incredible. Peace.